Match number 6 of the evening would see some more tag team action as one of Essex Rescue's favourite tag teams, the Kings of the Ring, the pairing of Sullivan King and Richie, would be taking on a man I've only ever seen in action a couple of times before, Old School Paul, and his tag team partner, Brit Rest legend, the King, R.J. Singh. Singh is king. Singh is king. Singh is king. Anyway, the Kings of the Ring would attack before the bell and send Old School Paul to the outside. However, Old School Paul and Singh would soon get back into things, starting beating down the Kings of the Ring, and would Irish whip the Kings of the Ring into each other and lariat them to the outside. Singh would then hit a double axe handle to Richie and work on his arm. Old School Paul would get involved, but Sully, not too long before he starts to interfere, hitting a lariat to Old School Paul and then turning to abuse me. Bring it, Sully. I love the abuse from you. You may call yourself a king, but you are the Queen, as we all know. This would keep going on. You'd see Richie biting the hands. You'd see Sully again distracting the referee, who would miss Old School Paul actually tagging in Singh, and he'd also then miss. The referee would miss an Old School Paul schoolboy attempt for a pin as well, and Sully would take full advantage of this, hitting a lariat to Old School Paul, nose gouge, and distract the referee once again. Goodness, the referee was getting distracted a lot, and Richie would choke Paul in the corner. Poor old Paul. The Kings of the Ring would then perform a wishbone on Paul and work him over. Eventually, though, Singh would get the hot tag. He'd absolutely unload on the Kings of the Ring, hit the bionic elbow to Richie, and a meeting of the minds on the pairing of the Kings of the Ring. At this point, Paul and Singh would hit a double team lariat for 2 as Richie would break up the count. So much then going on. You'd see Old School Paul hit a scoop slam to Richie, a people's elbow. Sully would wrap the chain round his hand, and at this point, Sunset Skip, who'd come out to accompany RJ Singh, would take them off of him, but the referee would be distracted by this, and King would hit the low blow to Singh, enabling the Kings of the Ring to pick up the victory in this hard-fought tag team match. Wow, what a great tag team match this was. So much going on. Absolutely insane, in my opinion. Just so much action going on. Got to love a bit of a tag team match with some shenanigans going on, and it adds to the entertainment, in my opinion. Now, Old School Paul and RJ Singh, obviously, not tagged before, as far as I'm aware. Worked quite well in tandem together. Paul seems to do really well in that ring. Old school by name, old school by nature. You're going to get some classic wrestling out of him. And RJ Singh, well, we all know how much I love RJ Singh. There's a reason they call him the King. But, it didn't seem to matter what they did with the referee keep getting distracted. The odds were always against them. And so they came up short in this match against the Kings of the Ring, Sullivan King and Richie, who just they put on the great performance as the heel team. They work, obviously they know each other very, very well. They work very, very well in tandem together. They know each other's moveset inside out, and this enables them to just mesh so well together. And it's great to see, obviously being the heel team, they took full advantage of distracting the referee, used every sort of thing to their advantage, and the distractions obviously enabled them to pick up the win in the end. But you do what you've got to do. There's a reason why these two are 2 of my favourites. Absolutely love them. If you ever get a chance to see any of these 4 individuals in action, whether it's in individual matches, whether it's in tag team matches, I really recommend you do so for yourselves.